We have been waiting for this game forever, and it is finally gonna be here this year on February 16th. And I was lucky enough to get an early access code and get to play the game for 6 hours. So here's everything I learned during those 6 hours so that you don't waste any of your time when you finally get the game. When you first start playing the game, there's several things that aren't really well explained, such as how to go in and out of first person mode, how the wind will affect your ship while you're sailing, how to harvest materials, how to find and use blueprints, and how to level up your ship with different attachments and weapons. One thing that you're going to want to make use of constantly is the ability to switch between first and third person mode while you're out on the ocean sailing your ship. And they don't really explain how to do this, but all you have to do for PC is press 3. And this will take you to first person mode or back to third person mode. And I found that it's super useful to be in first person mode while you're attacking other ships or battling someone on the seas, because if you're in third person mode, every time you go to aim your cannons, there's a weird animation that takes you into first person mode anyway. So it just eliminates that animation and makes it a little bit smoother, because if you're constantly aiming in and out, it can get pretty annoying to watch and kind of trippy on your eyes. But I would recommend that you use third person mode if you're just sailing about the ocean, because it lets you see incoming threats and you can see much further across the top of the ocean, so you can see landmarks and things while you're trying to navigate the seas. One aspect that I thought was really cool about the game was the fact that wind and weather does take a toll on your ship. Not only does wind affect how fast you can sail, but your ship can actually be damaged by going over the crest of waves too hard or getting caught in a hurricane. So the first thing that you're going to want to know is in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, there's a little symbol and it tells you how fast your ship is going in knots, and it also has this green symbol that rotates around it. This symbol is where the wind is blowing, and if it is green behind your ship or behind the sails, it will give you a boost of speed. Whereas if it is red, you're sailing into the wind and you are gonna lose speed. And this can be super important when you're having ship battles with somebody, because if you're faster and more maneuverable, you can get around somebody and trap them to sail into the wind so that they are constantly at a disadvantage while they're trying to fight you. Another really cool aspect that they have in the game is that they have constant and cycling weather patterns. So you could be out sailing and get trapped in a hurricane, or get a storm coming in with massive waves and you gotta drop your sails so you don't tear your sails. It's a really cool aspect of the game that I had a lot of fun with. The random events aren't just limited to weather events though. There's also world events where you have to attack merchant ships and try to steal their loot, or sink enemy captains that the world deems fit. You have to have a team of ships going after these world events. They are not going to be easy to just accomplish on your own. You're going to need a lot of help. They are extremely difficult. We had about 5 ships trying to sink one enemy captain, and we did almost no damage in a span of about 20 to 30 minutes. So you better be ready to take on a lot when you go after these world events. The harvesting itself is actually fairly easy. It pops up a meter with a red, a green, and a yellow spot. The red will offer no progress, the yellow will offer a little progress, and the green will offer the most progress. I did some testing and didn't find that it had any effect on how much you actually harvested, just how long it took you to actually do the harvesting itself. One thing that's really important to keep in mind is that some of the blueprints, especially for ships, are locked behind certain levels of infamy. And once you reach that level, it unlocks the ability to find the items for that blueprint. So essentially, reaching the level lets you track what you need for that blueprint. You will then have to find all the items required for that blueprint, collect them, and take them to the shipwright in order to build that ship, which isn't really made clear from the get-go. It looks like when looking at the screen, it's only locked behind a level and you'll instantly be able to build that ship as long as you have the materials needed once you unlock it, but that's not the case. It's also important to know that once you've gathered all your materials for whatever upgrades, production you're trying to do, or blueprints you're trying to complete, you'll need to take those back to a dock to a shipwright, the carpenter, or the blacksmith. And once those items have been completed, you'll then be able to equip them to whatever ship you're trying to either build, upgrade, or stock at the docks before you head out to the open ocean. Another thing that wasn't well explained while playing the game is how exactly you level up your ships. At first, I thought you just got better ships and your level naturally increased as you went. However, that is not the case. The ship itself has a level ranking, and as you equip better armor or better weapons to that ship, or add special things such as a rope rack or something of that sort that gives your ship special abilities, it will increase your level, and that will be shown in the bottom right hand corner as you are equipping things at the dock. These are some of the things that I found weren't real well explained during my 6 hours in the closed beta. And if you found any use in this video or you just enjoyed the content, make sure you give it a thumbs up, like the video, and subscribe to the channel so that I can keep producing more videos like this in the near future.